you doing, TBH? My question is, what are your thoughts on mobile gaming? Do you feel like one day it can compete with modern day gaming, such as Xbox, PlayStation, and maybe PC? Appreciate you for taking my question. Have a good one.
Alright, so we got a two-part question here. What do I think of mobile gaming? And then do I think one day it can compete with the main platforms of PC and console? Alright, so first of all, my thoughts on mobile gaming. I'm a mobile game fan. A lot of you probably don't know that. If you're only subscribed to my main channel, the Black Hokage, because I don't post mobile content over there, but I do post mobile gaming over on the group channel, the GI channel, youtube.com/GI updates. Subscribe if you haven't already. I do mobile reviews over there, although it's been like a month or two since I've done one. I need to get back on my bullshit. I actually just bought a new lightning cable, so I am about to get back on my bullshit. I used to use a software that would beam my my mobile gameplay from my phone to my screen, but it was like a little bit laggy, so I didn't really like it. And then I seen Data Dave. Shout out to Data Dave. He put me on to the lightning cable adapter, which allows me to hook up my phone directly into my computer's HDMI port, and then I can beam it to my computer one-to-one with no lag or anything like that. So you should see mobile reviews coming back to the GI channel and an improvement in the way the gameplay kind of runs and much smoother. Anyway, so my thoughts on it. I'm a big fan of mobile gaming. I have like 100 games on my phone. I ain't gonna lie. I have a 64 gigabyte iPhone 6s. I know iPhone 6s. I don't get a new phone every year because as long as my shit call and text, I don't give a fuck. My phone works fine. I've had it for like 3 years. I got like 100 games on my phone, and like it's a 64 gigabyte one, and I swear to God, I looked at it the other day, like 59 gigabytes on my phone are games, bro. And that's because I'm not consistently playing them all, but I'm consistently trying new ones, and I just don't delete them because I want to review those games and share my thoughts on them. Like I said, I have a whole playlist on the GI channel, youtube.com/GI updates. And I think mobile gaming has, if you're not playing mobile games right now, I think it's because you still have the idea of what they were in the early 2000s. Mobile gaming has come a long way. They have evolved, especially visually. In gameplay wise, I think the main thing that's still holding back gameplay for mobile games is the controls. We live in an all touchscreen world, basically. It makes hard for controls. Like I remember I reviewed the Assassin's Creed game on iPhone, and the gameplay plays like Assassin's Creed on console. Like, it doesn't skip. Obviously there's not as many NPCs on the screen because there's not enough horsepower under the hood to like render that, but in terms of being able to climb on top of buildings and jump around, and there's a whole city and stuff like that, it's actually very impressive. But what holds it back is the controls. It's hard to be precise when the analog stick is just your touchscreen, and then there's no tactile feedback with the buttons that you press on the screen. Some games do have tactile feedback, but most don't. And then on top of that, I feel like the button spacing in the controls is usually weird. Like, let's say you have an A and a B button on the screen, usually they'll be like right next to each other because there's not enough real estate on the screen to create enough space for your fingers. So a lot of times your fingers are overlap. So when you play mobile MOBAs, you'll be pressing the wrong button sometimes because I'd be fat fingering shit. So that sucks. But from a technical and a visual standpoint, I think mobile gaming has come a long way. There's a lot of games out there. Like, I think the most infamous company is Gameloft. If you actually play mobile games, you know what I'm talking about. Gameloft is notorious for creating basically mobile versions of console games. They straight up just rip off games. They have a mobile Assassin's Creed. It's not called Assassin's Creed. It's like a pirate game, but it plays exactly like it. I think that shit is funny. The Asphalt 9 series is amazing. It's a racing series, arcade racing games. If you're fans of like the Burnout or like the Need for Speed series, I think you'll like that on phone. That racing games on phone always control really well. There's one game that I have. It's called It's called Shadowgun Legends. This is one of the most impressive mobile games that I've played recently. I'm going to be doing a review on it recently. Once again, it's called Shadowgun Legends. It's basically Destiny 2 on your phone. I swear to God. Like, visually, it does not skimp. Obviously the controls, like to counter that, they have aim assist to help you with it, but it's a loot shooter on your phone with online play, customization. There's beautiful graphics, a big hub world and levels and shit like that. It's really impressive. Skullgirls on the phone is amazing. I love this. They have a combo system that you use by tapping the screen. There's a lot of tap fighters on the on mobile. Like, I remember I reviewed the Power Rangers game. That's a tap fighter, but it doesn't play like Power Rangers. It has a better combo system where you can actually juggle people and do combos and specials in the game. And they have a very robust story mode. So if you're a person who rides the train a lot, or you ride the bus, you commute on the bus to get yourself to and from to work or school, or to see your baby mama, whatever you do, mobile gaming has come a long way. You just gotta, I think what makes it hard to get into mobile gaming is new games are coming out every day, and there's so much shit. There's so much shovelware on the iOS and Android Android store, it's kind of hard to tell what's good and what's not, and that's kind of why I started doing my mobile game reviews. Like I said, I don't post it on my main channel because I feel like my main audience wouldn't appreciate it, and they'd probably call me a sellout, because everybody on my main channel, the Black Hokage, seems to think that they know me and they understand me. But I've been playing mobile games on my phone for years now. It's nothing new, but you know, they like to create this narrative, and obviously that doesn't apply to anybody. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But there's a lot of assholes and just fucking trolls that only want to see one thing, so that's why I don't talk about it on my main channel, but I do on the GI channel. So yeah, I think it's come a long way. I think mobile gaming is great. Like I said, the main problem is curation. You need people out there. There's a lot of great mobile channels to check out. I wish I could give you some. There's a couple that I'm subscribed to. I'll give you one. Game Ranks. They're not a mobile channel. They're just a gaming channel, period. But every month they do a top 10 free games to play on iOS and Android, and a top 10 paid games to play on iOS and Android. And there's another channel that I'm subscribed to. Let me see if I can find it. He does really great suggestions on mobile games to play. Let me see. It's called his channel is Tiny Little Games. Name of his channel, I repeat, is Tiny Little Games, and his channel is specifically on YouTube catered to just reviewing mobile games. So the main thing is curation, finding the good games, and but when you find them, they can be addicting. I remember I was addicted at one point to playing NBA Live Mobile. I believe it or not, I enjoyed the mobile version of NBA Live more than the damn console version. Just because it had a good PvE mode in there. Basically, the court battles that are NBA Live now, it's been on NBA Live Mobile for years now. They took the shit from mobile and just put it on the damn console. And for mobile, it works, but for console, I thought it sucked. Sorry about that. That was my chair. So yeah, that's what I think in general, how far they come. Now, do I think they can compete with console? That's left to be seen. There's some issues. Like I said, there's two issues. The one positive you can take away from mobile gaming is visually it has come a long way. I wrote an article like last year. I think it was NVIDIA. They revealed it recently, or it might have been AMD. Don't quote me on this. One of the GPU companies revealed that they're working on mobile chips that can rival the PS4 and the Xbox One in terms of visual quality. It won't be out for another year, so maybe another few years. So maybe by the time that comes out, there'll be new consoles out. So I don't know. They're basically saying it is possible to put PS4 level graphics on your phone. It's years down the line, and that's cool to hear. But my main thing is the main problem because graphics on phones are already nice. I'm not worried about that, especially because phone screens are smaller. So when a screen is smaller, there's heavier pixel density, so it'll look better the smaller it is. That's why when you have like a shitty ass meme, it looks good small, and then you blow it up in Photoshop, it looks bad because it has low pixel density. There's a lot of pixels on the mobile screen, so it'll look good. Anyways, I'm sitting here talking about technical jargon. The main thing that they need to solve, I feel like, phone manufacturers, is controls. Sony tried to do something with it, but that phone flopped. I don't remember the name of the phone, but I remember it was a touchscreen phone, and you could slide it up, and then it had like a D-pad and buttons and shit. Like, it was like a PlayStation controller basically. But that phone flopped for whatever reason. They need to find a way to implement better controls into smartphones in order for them to truly compete with the console experience, because there's a lot of games online that you can play online competitively for mobile. That online infrastructure is already there. It's just the controls. Touchscreen controls just do not work for first-person shooters. Their workaround is heavy aim assist, but it just doesn't feel good. So visually, I feel like we can compete with consoles when it comes to mobile, but controls, nah. Damn for sure can't compete with PC. Nothing will beat a damn mouse and keyboard. But right now, I would say mobile gaming is in an interesting space. I would say look into it. I personally enjoy different mobile. I enjoy MOBAs on mobile more than I do. Like, I can't play League of Legends, but I can play Arena of Valor. Arena of Valor is owned by the same company who does League of Legends, Tencent. That's like the parent company of Riot Games. They're a big like Chinese conglomerate that invests in a lot of stuff. They also own Arena of Valor, which is on mobile, and it's coming to Switch. Which, by the way, I was in the Switch beta. Fire. Look out for that game if you like mobiles. Anyways, you can play the mobile version right now on your phone, and Arena of Valor is fire on the phone. Mobile MOBAs are great. The controls just feel right. Like, I hate League of Legends because you have to do that clicky ass shit, and then the camera's weird. With Arena of Valor, it's the overhead look just like League of Legends, but you control with the analog stick, and then you just hit buttons to do your special attacks. And somehow it works. It works, and it's a lot of fun. So if you've never played Arena of Valor, that is one of my favorite mobile games. I think I reviewed that one on the GI channel as well. But going back to your question, yes and no. Visually, I think it'll be able to compete with consoles, but controls, until they solve that control problem, no. And I don't know, honestly, I don't know what the solution is, because we live in a touchscreen world. Are we bringing back buttons, or are we just going to try? Because I don't know. We're going to see. Only time will tell. Technology advances. Technology makes advancements every year and a half. So let's see where we are a year and a half from now, maybe 3 years. In case you guys didn't know, that's like I forgot what it's called, but it's like one of the laws of PCs or some shit like that. Technology advances every year and a half. And that's why a new GPU comes out every year and a half, and it's better than the previous one. It's 20% more powerful, and this, that, and the third. So yeah, that's my thoughts on mobile gaming. And speaking of mobile gaming, actually, the new iPhone was announced. They announced 3 new iPhones. It was like, I don't know, the iPhone XS and the iPhone XRD. Like, these new iPhones sound like fucking Guilty Gear games. I don't know if y'all play Guilty Gear.
And thanks for watching my video. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you'll never miss another video. Also, consider pledging my Patreon. It helps keep the lights on. There's a link in the description box below. Peace.